Hello and welcome to this video on how to use context and memory to maintain coherence and consistency in your output. In this video, you will learn how to use context and memory to make sure that your output is consistent with previous inputs or outputs, external sources or references, and the task and domain requirements. You will also learn some common context patterns and examples that you can use for different tasks and domains. One way to use context and memory in natural language generation is to use prompts. Prompts are words or phrases that are added to the input text to elicit useful knowledge from pre-trained language models, or PLMs, for generation. For example, if you want to generate a summary of a news article, you can add a prompt like summary, or in a nutshell, to the input text to signal the task and genre of the output. Prompts can also be used to specify the tone, style, length, or format of the output. However, not all prompts are equally effective for different inputs or outputs. Some prompts may be too generic or too specific, leading to poor or inconsistent results. To address this issue, some researchers have proposed using contextualized prompts, which are prompts that are derived based on the input text. For example, if you want to generate a question based on a sentence from a textbook, you can use a contextualized prompt like, "What is the main idea of this sentence?" or "How does this sentence relate to the previous one?" instead of a generic prompt like question. Contextualized prompts can help to elicit more relevant and specific knowledge from PLMs for generation. Another way to use context and memory in natural language generation is to use inverse prompting. Inverse prompting is a technique that models an inverse generation process from output to input, making the generated text more relevant to the inputs. For example, if you want to generate a caption for an image, you can use inverse prompting by adding a prompt like, "This image shows," or "The main object in this image is," to the output text and then generating the input text, i.e., the image, from it. Inverse prompting can help to improve the coherence and consistency of the output by ensuring that it matches the input. A third way to use context and memory in natural language generation is to use external sources or references. External sources or references are texts or data that provide additional information or evidence for the generation task. For example, if you want to generate a product review based on some features and ratings, you can use external sources or references such as customer reviews, product descriptions, or expert opinions to enrich your output. External sources or references can help to enhance the credibility and diversity of your output by incorporating facts, opinions, examples, or comparisons. To summarize, context and memory are essential for natural language generation because they help to maintain coherence and consistency in your output. You can use context and memory in different ways depending on your task and domain requirements. Some common ways are using prompts, inverse prompting, and external sources or references. By using these techniques, you can improve your natural language generation skills and produce high-quality texts. Thanks for watching my videos and supporting my channel. If you're enjoying my content and want to stay up to date on the latest information on related topic, then I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you'll get access to all of my latest videos as soon as they are released, so you'll never miss out on any of the great content I have in store for you. Click that subscribe button now. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.